Here we have every Mad City 2023 update, and today I'm going to be ranking them from the best update all the way down to updates that shouldn't have even released, that were that bad that there was no point in them even being in the game. Pretty much every single one of these are taken from my own thumbnails because I don't actually have the exact icons. Starting off with the first update, which released on the 20th of January 2023, the community update. This update added in 2 new vehicles, new rims, spoilers, tires, all of this made by the community, and in particular, Plasmazilla. I'm going to put it in mid, because it's a few vehicles. It is not the greatest thing, but it's something, you know, it's pretty cool. They were taking things from the community. Next up, on the 3rd of February, they decided to go back to the first ever Mad City prison, revamping it, calling it this legacy prison, also adding in a new vehicle, which is the Chaos. I'm going to put this in good, because it was actually a solid update. You got a new vehicle, an entirely kind of, I guess you could say, new prison as well. Next up, on the 17th of February, we actually got 3 new vehicles, the Obliterator, the Revolter, and the One-Off. I'm going to put this in good, you know, 3 solid vehicles. I use the One-Off pretty much every single time I drive around the city. The Obliterator is actually pretty cool. The other one, I kind of forgot about. Also a few other things, of course, the 3 new vehicles. There was a new spoiler. Shotgun jumping was officially added into the game instead of just something that was kind of like a bug. Next up, we had 3 new rims, and then obviously the Luminar, and obviously the One-Off. It's kind of a mid-update, again, just a few vehicles. It's not as good as this one, which added quite a few more vehicles and a few other features as well. Next up, we had quite a big update. This was the St. Patrick's Day update. I'm actually going to put this one in, like, I want to put it just right at the top of good updates. There we go. The reason for this is just look at how much things were actually in this update. We had heist timer adjustments, no one cares about that, but we had the gun store revamp, we had a bunch of balancing, we had the St. Patrick's limited stuff, which was pretty cool, we had the new guns. The next update is kind of small and it's kind of mid, which is why it's going in to the mid category here, because we had doors that apparently there was like animations or something, I can't even remember, bro. And then also the vector gun as well, which who actually uses that, let's be real. Next up, I'm actually going to put this in probably the best, because so far, compared to what we have, which is pretty much just like a couple revamped, a couple new vehicles, weapons, this is probably the best thing so far. Obviously, I'm talking about the Easter update here, which obviously crates did come back for the second time, the first time being the Christmas before. The egg launcher was also added into the game for a limited time, which is pretty cool. There was the Christmas map and all of that. Then they followed it up with something else, which was probably another one of the best updates this year, and it's going straight up there. Because look at what we have. We have world changes, where, I mean, the world changes, it was kind of like a world nerf, because they completely cut the map in half. The new bank floor was added, which was pretty cool. Cluster of grenades, we had a new gun store, obviously shotgun sales was now a thing. On May 26th, there was just another one of those updates with a few new vehicles. The Dead Ringer, which was by Gab, and then also the Phoenix was added into the game. Pretty cool vehicles. It's kind of like another one of those mid updates when you compare it to these. And now we get into the big stuff, the crispy bacon. Honestly, I kind of want to put it in like the best thing that we've seen this year, because it was like the first time in 3 years that a boss had ever come back. And to be fair, crispy bacon wasn't a bad boss. Obviously, here's like the list of everything that was actually added, but the main thing is obviously the boss with all of the things that you could buy with the boss. I'm gonna put it on the end of the best update, because I know a lot of people are probably gonna disagree, but to be fair, it was the first time that we had a boss in 3 years, and it wasn't really the worst thing ever. The only bad thing about the boss is that it lasted forever and people just got bored of doing the same thing over and over again, but apart from that, it was actually pretty good. And then we also got this part of it, which was kind of bad, because like we had to do like the thing like 100,000 more times. So I'm gonna actually put this in. So probably should not have released. Okay, slight issue. I thought I had an image for the health packs. I'm pretty sure I did. I just don't know why it's not showed up here. Like, it's not here at all, even though I definitely have the image for it. Although if I was to try and load up that image, it would probably scrap everything, and I do not want to restart this. But let's just say I probably put health packs on like the end of goods, because it was a new feature. It's pretty cool. No one uses it, really. But it was something cool. Next up, we had kind of one of those smaller updates, which I'm going to go ahead and put in a mid. For what it was actually pretty good. The Adversary got revamped, and it's actually a really cool vehicle now, but it was only available for a week. Next up, we have the update where the casino turned into the resort, and we also got the Obliterator. Honestly, not a bad update. I'm going to put it in good. Zip lines, I don't want to say this is a bad update, because it's not bad. It's good for what it is. But it's still pretty mid. It's just a couple of zip lines, which are cool, but as an update on its own, it's kind of mid. The money truck and the wallet. I'm gonna put this quite far up in the good section. I don't know, not there. That's not the good section. I'm actually going to put it right at the top of the goods. I'm not going to put it in the best, because it's definitely not the best thing that we've seen. But it was a completely new heist, which at the time was like really fun to do. Now it's kind of got slightly boring, but it's still a decent heist. We then had the most expensive boat, and also this random police vehicle which was added into the game, which no one cares about, along with first person. I'm gonna put this on the very top of mid. If first person wasn't here, then it'd probably be on the bottom of mid, but first person's pretty cool. It's something that I've wanted in the game for ages. I've not actually used it much, but it's still pretty cool. This update, which is another one of those updates which would have been cool if it was kind of with another update, but as a standalone update, it's going in mid. Its movement mechanics, no one really uses them. Search bar and a couple of skins which were way too overpriced because they wanted to kind of introduce the idea of trading. It's, again, another one of those mid updates. Horn sounds is good because I like the horn sounds, so I'm gonna put the horn sounds there because they're cool. The full map and the new jewelry store, this is actually gonna go up into goods because the jewelry store now is still quite fun to actually play through. Now we're getting really recent to the Halloween event. I want to put this one in goods because they tried something new with the NPCs, which was cool, but again, it was another one of those crate events. So what I am gonna do is just put it right at the bottom of goods, because it's an event, but it was kind of like a bad event because it's what we've seen before, but at least they tried something new, which then also leads on to the next update, which is when NPCs were added. This is a good update. I really like the NPCs. I really want to put them like there for some reason. Finally, we have the bank revamp. I'm going to put this at the bottom of goods because it is alright. It's actually a decent bank now, which is pretty cool. And just like that, there is the ranking of every update that we've got so far in 2023. Probably gonna get one more, but obviously we haven't got round to that yet. I don't know when the Christmas/winter event maybe is even going to be releasing, if there will be one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and also share what you think about this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Probably wrong. Probably to like every single person watching this video, but it doesn't matter. That's the video. Thanks for watching.